one huge name that shocked me, I'll be honest with you, was
Yeah.
Nic Nemeth. That shocked me because I would have bet the house that he was going to AEW.
Yeah.
And then I sat back and I kind of thought about it. I haven't talked to him, so I don't know what his mind frame is, but I know that he is doing a lot of other things.
Yes.
And TNA is the perfect fit for that kind of lifestyle because you are still represented in the wrestling community. You're still on television. You're still going to get, major appearances.
Right.
And I'm sure they're paying him a pretty penny because I think they're starting to get better houses. They're doing better, which means you can offer more money to talent, obviously. But he put out a trailer of this crazy zombie apocalypse. He's a one-hit man, which is so brilliant. Could he be dipping his toe into acting and doing the comedy? And I feel like this group is the best fit for him because they're not on the road every week. Now, maybe that'll change, if they get bigger houses and they start to perform more, maybe that'll change in the future. But like right now, they just go, what is it, like once a month or twice a month? And they just record a bunch of stuff, put it in the can, and then they have it. And these guys are kind of like able to do whatever they want to do with their free time. Yeah. And that fits perfectly. And I get it. And it's a lighter schedule. It's not as much wear and tear on the body, So I was happy for him. I loved, when he went into the crowd and he ripped his shirt off and the TNA shirt was underneath and that crowd just went batshit crazy. That was such a huge name. I don't think anybody really thought that he was going to choose TNA, but I think it's a perfect fit for him.
Yeah, agree. The location was the Palms in Las Vegas.
Yes. Beautiful building.
Yeah, the Pearl Concert Theater at the Palms.
Okay. Yeah, really. I mean, it looked great. The pictures that I saw, it looked great and it was packed.
Yeah, looked awesome.
So very, very happy for them. Another rumor, and I'm going to say rumor because that's exactly what it is. People were saying that Mercedes Moné was joining TNA because she was there. But from what I heard, she was there with Bailey just to watch Trinity wrestle.
Right.
So, I think with her asking price, I don't know if she can get that kind of money from TNA from what I was told, but who knows?
And also too with what Nemeth is doing versus what she does. Now, I'll tell you what, just a little bit backwards to go to Nemeth and his touring schedule. I'll be doing a convention in a few weeks that he will be appearing at. And honestly, okay, you could say, all right, maybe TNA is not taping that day, so it would have worked. It would have synced up. But AEW would be taping that day, right? So that makes sense. It was like, well, how would he kind of work on the AEW schedule, right?
Yeah.
But then before he showed up on TNA last week, I started to see all these international dates that started to get released for him to do all these signings. He's going to Australia. He's going to England. He's doing all these international tours. And I'm like, there's no way he's signing with AEW right away if he's going on all these international tours. So then when he showed up on TNA on Saturday night, I was like, all right, that makes perfect sense now that he's going on all these international tours. I don't think Mercedes is going anywhere near TNA because I don't think she's planning on doing anything like he's doing with these international signings and anything like that. So TNA's history, right? Was always the WWE guy who jumped to TNA, and it was who was going to make the biggest imprint on their product. Okay. Sting was there. Sting was always the anti-WWE guy, and he was always a mainstay with Impact as their big star, or TNA. You look at Kurt Angle, right? Or you look at when Christian left WWE, went to TNA, and he became a really big name. I would say Kurt Angle probably made the biggest imprint of any of those guys who left WWE and went to TNA and brought the product up. Do you think Nic Nemeth has that ability to make an imprint the likes of a Kurt Angle did in 2006?
I think so. Everybody associates Nick as Dolph Ziggler, right? Started in OVW, was there since he was a kid, there for years and years and years. No one ever thought he was going to leave that company. People thought he was just going to stay there and retire. That's the stuff that I always read about him. Also, never really given a chance to be that top guy, and the work ethic that he had, and we talked about this, it kind of stands for itself. He was one of the guys who was a team player, who would work, who would put people over, who would make people look like $1 million, and then go on his days off and do the press for WWE. And he was just a workhorse for them. So having him leave and go somewhere like TNA, where they're going to put a strap on him.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. They're going to make him maybe world heavyweight champion. They have to. I can't see them not pushing him to the moon. And by the people's reactions, like, again, I don't think anybody expected him to be there. So for a company like TNA, I think this is a huge, huge thing for them, because, again, I think everybody thought he was going to AEW. And would he have gotten lost in the shuffle in AEW? He might have, even though we all know he can work rings around half that roster. But they might have, not pushed him to his full potential. I think in TNA, he is going to be the guy. He is going to be like the Roman Reigns for WWE. Nic Nemeth is going to be that for TNA. That's my opinion. That's where I see them. I see them pushing him to the moon in this company, and he deserves it. I think he deserves it. So,
Yeah,
hey, he's 41 years old. I don't know how long. People are even speculating, did he even sign a contract? Is he in there on a handshake? Like, I didn't see anything that said he signed something with them, but maybe he did. And like we said before, it's usually like a 3-year deal, but I don't know, what his contract entails, or if he even signed something. But if they're going to push him to the moon, and he has that schedule that he can do what he wants and has the time off and can dip his toe into other interests, I mean, this is like the dream job. I would love, I said it before, if I could work anywhere, I'd work for TNA.
Yeah.
If I was trying to get back into business right now, I'd lobby to work there, because you can do so many other things, and you're still going to be on television, and people are still going to see you and recognize you as a face in wrestling.
And it also has a hybrid of guys you want to manage and guys you did manage.
Well, that's not even the point. It's just like, I just hear all this great stuff about the locker room, and how everybody's so personable and everybody gets along. That's what I like. That's what I had in ECW. That's what I would look for in a company. And plus, I wouldn't want to be on the road 5 days a week, because that's not something that I can do at this point. And I don't, look, for everybody listening, I'm not trying to get a job anywhere. Like, I'm good right here in my house. I've said that a million times, but if I were to look and try and get back, that's the company I'd try and lobby for.